Are you thinking about moving to Lakewood Ranch, Florida and looking for the best value? In today's video, we're going to give you 2 neighborhoods with the best value here in Lakewood Ranch. Coming right up.
So hello and welcome to Sarasota, Florida Living, where we teach you everything Sarasota and the surrounding areas. Today, we're going to help you find the best value here in Lakewood Ranch. We're going to compare 2 neighborhoods. One is called Lorraine Lakes and one is called Solera. Lorraine Lakes is built by Lennar Homes and Solera is built by DR Horton. These 2 neighborhoods have the best value because you can buy a brand new construction home in the 400,000s. So let's compare these 2 neighborhoods and figure out which one works best for you. So we're going to break this video down into a couple different parts. We're going to talk about in the map, kind of show you where it's at, located to the rest of the Manatee and Sarasota area. Then we're going to talk about the community itself, how many homes, the size of homes they have. Then we're going to go into some of the numbers, the stats, and kind of talk about what it costs to be in these neighborhoods. And this is going to be the big factor. And then we'll talk about the lifestyle, how each neighborhood, the lifestyle based on the amenities they have. So let's enjoy this breakdown of these 2 communities. So let's take a look at these 2 neighborhoods and figure out which one works best for you.
Okay, now we have a little understanding of what's going on. Let's talk about the location of these 2 neighborhoods because they are the north part of Lakewood Ranch. They're a little more towards State Road 64. As you zoom in here, you'll see the 2 neighborhoods are pretty much catty-cornered to each other, where you have Lorraine Lakes right here, and then we also have over here in the yellow, I'm not sure if the cursor's working right, but in the yellow is Solera, and then the red over here is Lorraine Lakes. So they're very close in proximity to everything going on. You have a ton of new shopping up here on the corner of 64 and I-75. You got a new Costco, new Target going in, new Academy of Sports, and then one exit down, you go here to State Road 70. You have a lot of shopping with a Walmart, and one more exit down here, and you're into the UTC Mall area, Benderson Park area. So great location as Lakewood Ranch is for all of the neighborhoods, but this takes you a little more north and a little more east of the interstate.
Okay, now you got the location out of the way and kind of figured out that this is going to work. Let's talk about Lorraine Lakes. Remember, all these neighborhoods are called villages, so we're going to talk about Lorraine Lakes, the village, and then we're going to switch over to the Solera about the same things. So in Lorraine Lakes, there's going to be 1,500 total homes in this community. It's almost sold out. There's only about 70 homes left. So, I just talked to our agent over there and our sales rep and kind of got an update. So we know what's going on. There's about 11 move-in homes right now at this date. There's 18 floor plans to pick from originally, but I think that's limited now based on there are only 70 homes left. So the homes range about 1,400 square feet all the way up to 3,900 square feet. And then you have townhomes, villas, and single-family homes in this community. So that kind of gives you an overall view of Lorraine Lakes. So let's talk about the numbers in these 2 neighborhoods. Remember, Lorraine Lakes is going to be your Lennar Homes. And those prices start in the high 300s. And that's because they have the townhouses and villas. They're going to kind of start in that range. But then when you start to get into homes, you're going to definitely be in the high 400s for the single family homes. The cost of being in there is you have a CDD around $277 a month. That is added to your tax bill. That is just generally happens in a lot of neighborhoods in Lakewood Ranch that you have a CDD. And then your HOA to be in this community, because it's gated and has a lot of amenities, range anywhere from $300 to $400 a month. So that's something you have to take in consideration when you're looking, are you ready for the fees that come with a gated community with a lot of amenities? So now let's talk about Solera and the stats and the numbers to be in this neighborhood. Remember, this is a DR Horton community and the other neighborhood is a Lennar community. So there's a little bit of a difference there. Now, in this neighborhood, all single family homes, as we discussed earlier, so they start in the low 400s and they go all the way up into the high 500s and tapping into the low 6s on some of the models. The cost of being in this neighborhood is a little bit different because obviously it has less amenities and it has no gate, so there's going to be a little bit of a difference. This neighborhood is HOA of $269 a month, okay, and the CDD is just a little over $100 a month, about $1,218 a year, so a little over $100 a month for the CDD. So there is a big difference when you start putting the dollars of the cost of living to these neighborhoods. It just depends on the amenities you want, which we're getting to next. So now we're going to get into the amenities, the lifestyle here in these neighborhoods. At Lorraine Lakes, it's more amenity rich and it has a gated community. So that's going to be a little extra. It has a clubhouse with a restaurant, a community pool, dog parks, basketball courts, pickleball, volleyball, tennis, splash park for the kids. Just a great community, a larger community. That's why your fee is a little bit higher. So we have a lot of information about all this, about all the amenities. They have an activities director that kind of directs all these things. So that's why you're paying up to that $300 or $400 a month for the HOA. And your CDD is a little higher because you just have a lot more infrastructure in this community. So now we're into Solera lifestyle. It's a little bit different. It's not gated, so your fees are definitely going to be lower. You have a community pool up front, has a bathroom and up there and kind of area hanging out. Beautiful little area up there. You have dog park, playground, beautiful community, just a little less on the fees, and that's why at $269 a month with $100 HOA, you get a little bit less of the amenities, but you might not want those. So, you know, what makes these two communities is bound to the price point. So we're going to talk about price point on homes coming right up. So how we come down to the value of these homes is we're going to show you a tour of each of the homes. One in the Lennar, it's going to be the Monte Carlo, and then we're going to also show you one over with the DR Horton community. It's called the Hayden. Okay, what's similar about both these homes is a similar in size as far as 5 bedrooms, 2-story, bonus room, 3 bathrooms. The only difference is you're going to see that Lennar home is a little bit bigger at 3,200 square feet, and a Lennar home is going to be a little bit smaller, closer to 2,600 square feet. So the key is the price per square foot. Okay, so when you compare these two and you look at price per square foot, they're both around $184, $185 a square foot. So you're spending the same dollar figure per square foot. It's just you have to decide, are the amenities the most important thing, or the size of the home most important? Because obviously the home will be a little bit more in Lennar because the square footage is larger. And then when you get over to Solera, the DR Horton community, your home's a little bit smaller, the fees a little bit less amenities, so your price structure is going to be a little bit different at the final price. But we're looking at price per square foot, and if you pick other models and compare them, we're going to be pretty close. It just depends on if you want a lot of amenities with a gate, or you want less amenities and no gate to kind of save some money on the cost. So let's take a look at these two homes. We'll do a little tour of each one and see what fits for you best.